Hey, good morning, everybody. I know it's been a while. I haven't posted in a couple weeks now. Just got a lot going on. Been busy. Uh, Also, just haven't really felt God calling my heart to do a message yet, and I didn't want to force anything out. But here we are. We got another one coming. Changing things up a little bit this morning, doing a little different format. Going for a morning walk this morning, so we'll be out and about. We'll see how this one goes. Just thought I'd change it up, maybe make it a little easier to get this one rolling. I'm looking forward to this one. So if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends and family. I also got an Instagram page set up for this channel here. If you need prayers in any area of your life, just I'll link the description down in the description. I'll link my Instagram page too. That's dedicated to this channel. So what I was going to talk about today in today's video, I think it's kind of interesting way to look at things, but we're going to talk about pollinating, and I'm not talking about trees and flowers pollinating, but it's kind of the same concept. We know a lot of these flowers, in order to grow and to continue on, they need someone to pollinate them. And a lot of times there's two different ways that can happen. Now I'm not into plants and all that stuff, so don't throw me into the fire for these. But there's two ways I like to see it. One's going to be direct, and that's a bee landing on a flower, and it gets the pollen on its legs or whatever like that, and it goes to another flower, and from that flower it goes to another flower. Now each flower that bee goes to, it's pollinating, and so I'm going to view that as a direct pollination. Now another way is indirect. This is what I'm going to call indirect anyways, and that's when the wind blows. The wind blows and it picks up the pollens and seeds from one flower and takes it to another. So you might be thinking, okay, how does that relate to us? Well, I feel like in evangelism and ministry, there's that same kind of aspect. There's two different types of pollination, and a couple verses I got picked out this morning. Sorry, I got the little notebook in my pocket. A little chilly morning this morning. So for the direct pollination, I want to look at 2 Corinthians 5:20, and it says, "We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. We implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God." So what does that mean? Well, when I started this channel, I said I felt like I was being called to ministry, but soon after I kind of learned we're all called to ministry. All believers are called to ministry, and we're all called to spread God's word. So he uses us as his ambassadors in our everyday lives, in our homes, our work, in our group of friends, wherever we go. He calls us to be ambassadors. So how this relates to being direct pollinators, say I'm in my workplace and I'm sharing this with a coworker. I'm sharing my experiences with a coworker and sharing my beliefs with a coworker. I'm directly taking the pollen that God gave me, the seeds that God gave me, and therefore planting them on someone else. So that's how you get your direct pollination right there. It's just sharing it one-on-one with your friends, your spouse, your kids, even complete strangers. Just sharing that from the word of your mouth, from the experiences that God gave you and the word you receive, and giving it to someone else. So therefore you're pollinating each other, helping each other grow. And then the second side of that is going to be the indirect. Now, the verse I got pulled out for that is going to be Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Now, I view this as the indirect because we can only hope that what we're saying is going to reach through to someone. But just much like I talked about the indirect one with the wind blowing, this is kind of the same thing. So I'm at work and that coworker and I are in the break room or where have you, and we're sitting there talking to each other, having that conversation about what God's done in our lives and stuff like that. Well, there's a third coworker over in the room, and they're just sitting there, not saying nothing. And they're just eating their lunch, doing what they're doing. You don't think they're paying any mind, but in all reality, they're listening to everything that's going on. And by doing that, they're getting pollinated by the wind. It's not a direct version. I'm not taking it directly to them, but they're picking it up secondhand. And why that verse pertains to that situation in my eyes is we don't see that that's working behind the scenes. All we see is what the person right in front of us. That's where we picture it's going to work. That's where we picture it's going to take place. But in all reality, just having hope that it reaches someone, that's what it's all about. So you might sit there and have that conversation with that coworker, and it might never ever be meant to grow in them. But that one coworker that didn't say nothing, that was just listening, maybe they needed to hear what you had to say, and then they take that, and it might not be instantaneously, but they might go home, have dinner, and wake up the next morning, and all of a sudden it hits them. It's like, dang, that's what he was talking about. I need to learn more about that. And then before you know it, that person's approaching you, asking you about what you were talking about. So that's kind of some of the video this morning. Like I said, this is just the direct and indirect. You know, you taking the word to someone directly by yourself, and then indirect, like I said, someone just overhearing what you're saying and taking that. So we also have to understand that indirect can be a double-edged sword there. And if we're not careful, we spread the wrong thing. Now that person that was listening, hoping to grow, they take it and run with it because they heard you talking about, you know, how great God is, but then turn around the next day and then gossiping about someone at work. So we just got to understand that's a double-edged sword there that we just need to be aware of. But we're all called to ministry. We're all called to spread His word. So I like to view us all as pollinators. And that's really what our job is, go out and pollinate God's flowers. So I hope you guys really like this video. Hopefully it's not too bumpy of a ride for you guys. Like I said, I just wanted to do something a little different. It's a little brisk morning out here in North Carolina. So get out and enjoy it, do a little different format, make it a little more personal, kind of get away from the computer and reading off a script pretty much. So if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below, tell me what you think. I don't really want to put a timeline on the next video anymore because every time I do, something else comes up. So we'll just roll with them when they come out. So make sure you hit that notification bell as well. That will notify you anytime that I do post a video. So again, if you guys need any prayers in your life, I'll leave the link to my Instagram page down in the description. Send me a message over there. If you want, follow me over there too. I post a different content that I can't necessarily post on here, you know, in picture form and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested, go give that a follow. Again, I thank you guys for all the support. Stay tuned through these times. So I'm excited to continue to see where it's going. So again, thank you guys. Enjoy your weekend, and happy Halloween coming up.